Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And boxing, find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Yo, listen, man. Vergil Ortiz and Jerome Ennis, forget about it. That whole fight ain't nothing but a Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2.0. Forget about it. That fight ain't happening anytime soon, man. We've seen it all before. The fight's not going to happen. Y'all going to be disappointed. Boot's going to go fight whoever he's going to fight in the next 2-3 fights. De La Hoya's going to take Ortiz and do whatever they're going to do with Ortiz in the next 2 or 3 fights. And you're not going to see Boots against Ortiz, you know what I mean? And this is what happens when boxing promoters kill the dream. So we need to try to understand it. We just start with the obvious, man. You know, boxing fans are begging. They're really out here begging and pleading for Boots and Vergil Ortiz Jr. 2 young lions, 2 undefeated guys at 154 pounds, 2 explosive knockout artists. That's how they're being described. To me, the fight should be automatic, you know, but instead, what do we have? We have a hold your horses, let's not take it to the stupid. You're going to get Twitter talk, press interviews. We want it. We're ready. Yet not a single contract signed. Taking it to the stupid fans are pissed and they're tired and they're especially frustrated with Jerome Ennis. Now, a lot of people are cutting Vergil Ortiz some slack because they know he had that rhabdomyolysis, came to 154, had 2 soft touch fights, didn't even make 154, then fought 2 killers. So Vergil Ortiz is being cut a lot of slack, and to be honest with you, he deserves it because that shit he did, Bohachuk Majumov, is a big deal. And he was about to fight Murtazali if they had to stop him. So good job to his promotion there, but now it's like, okay, bad job, tap on the hand, poke in the eyeball. Why y'all not making the fight now? But any of this sound familiar to y'all? Because in 2009, there was another pair of monsters out there, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They were saying the same thing. Yeah, I wanted to fight, but the other side don't want it. We got to do blood testing. We got to do this. We got to do that. The dog bit the cat. I made a paper airplane. I can do origami. Hey, yo, McNicholas. Same story, different generation. Same bullcrap. Politics is the real opponent. Here's the ugly truth. The biggest opponents in boxing aren't fighters. I believe Jerome Ennis would fight Ortiz. I know Ortiz would fight Jerome. But I'm telling you, the promoters, networks can be a problem too. Back then it was Top Rank versus Golden Boy. You know, right now it's Matchroom, Golden Boy, Riyadh Season. You know, it's playing musical chairs with these fighters. Turk Al-Sheikh wants to make the fight. Jerome Ennis kind of dropped the ball. Eddie Hearn is trying to build the next superstar. Vergil Ortiz is trying to fight. But in Golden Boy knows that they're barely holding on to Ryan Garcia, who's no longer a superstar. And all they really have over there is Vergil at the time. They're trying to build up a couple other guys. But I'm just telling you, Vergil being with Golden Boy, Boots being with Matchroom, both of these promotional outfits trying to protect their fighters, and it just got chaos. When you take that into consideration, TV rights, platform loyalty, just the sponsor politics, just a bunch of drama. You know, back in the day, Mayweather and Pacquiao were trapped between HBO and Showtime beef. Today is the Zone. If they're going to try to do something with Amazon Prime, Turkey Al-Sheikh going to put the money up so the promoters don't have to risk financial loss. So every time fans say just make the fight, behind the scenes, you know, it's 10 lawyers arguing about who's getting the ring walk rights and all the other bullshit. I just think for me, I don't know if it's a control issue, but it could be. Who's the A side? Let's be real. Who's the A side? Boots, Ennis, or Vergil Ortiz? You see, because every great fight dies at the altar of ego. And this one's no different. Floyd and Manny spent years fighting over blood testing, purse splits, who walks out last. Now Ennis and Ortiz are fighting over the same invisible trophies. Who headlines the card? Who gets top billing? Whose name comes first on the poster? Floyd used to always say, I am the A side. I control the terms. I'm the A side. Boots says the same thing. I'm the champ. Yeah, I had 2 belts at 147. For real. I'm at 154. Yeah, I got my warm up out the way. In my division, everybody in the way, you need to just move out the way, and that's the way it's gonna be. In a way, for real. Vergil out here like, yeah, I hear him, but I'm the bigger draw. You know, they're having a fight in Texas. They do it in Texas. What's he selling in Philly? What happened if I fight in Texas? We do it out there in Dallas. So, boxing politics is greater than boxing punches, and these guys' egos. It's not as bad as Pacquiao Mayweather, but it's there. Mayweather was loud, flashy, calculating. Pacquiao was quiet, humble, God-fearing. Their personality sold the fight, but also made it harder to agree on terms. Now we got to compare. Boots Ennis, calm, focused, but defensive when criticized. For real. Vergil Ortiz, soft-spoken but confident and competitive. It's the same clash of energies. Both think the other guy's ducking. Both of them think the world's against them, and both believe the fight should be on their terms. The irony, man. Neither guy is a superstar yet. But both are acting like they are already Floyd and Pacquiao. But the internet is like, shut up. Let's talk more action. 2009 Mayweather versus Pacquiao. That drama played out on ESPN, HBO 24/7, press interviews. Today, Boots and Vergil's playing out on Twitter, YouTube clips, and Instagram lives. Boots says they know where to find me. Yeah, for real. They know where to find me. Yep, I'm right here in Philly. Come right here to Philly. Get a cheesesteak. Vergil replies, we tried. They're playing games. Hey, where's my guitar? So if they don't want to fight, I'll play my guitar. And the fan bases are going to war online, you know. Viva Mexico Cabrones. Viva El Negro Cabrones. Whole shit becoming a meme. It's Floyd Pacquiao all over again, but instead of Sports Center, we got clickbait thumbnails, Twitter spaces, and a hood champion making fun of everybody. The internet gave these fighters a voice, but also gave them an excuse to talk instead of sign. So sign the contract, big boy, like Mike Tyson said to Bob Sapp. Now, as far as the money myth, I'm going to tell you this right now, man. Look, it's another repeating pattern. Everybody says the fight needs to marinate. That basically means, in translation, wait until it makes more money. But that's what they told us with Floyd versus Manny. By the time the fight happened in 2015, we got two 40-year-olds and slower reflexes and 12 years of height fatigue. Now it's deja vu. Promoters saying Boots versus Vergil will be bigger next year. We just need to build a storyline. Let it cook. Let it marinate. Fans don't want nothing to marinate. They don't even want it to cook. They're like, give this shit to me raw. We're starving now. And what's crazy, both guys could be in their prime right now. Wait too long, the fight loses that electric, who's really the best tension. And that's as real as it gets. But maybe these cats have got that fear of losing before winning. Let's be honest. It's the other reason the fight ain't happening. Somebody afraid somebody gonna lose, whether it's the fighter or the promoter, man. Boxing's obsessed with the O. They don't want it to go. Fighters don't fight for legacy anymore. They fight for their undefeated merch line. Mayweather created a generation of boxers who think losing once is career suicide. Now everyone's protecting their record like it's a family heirloom. So when you look at Boots and Vergil, both camps are quietly saying, why risk it now? Let's get a few more easy wins, raise the profile, then make it happen. But boxing fans have seen this script before. We're not dumb. It always ends the same way. We get the fight when it no longer matters. And that is a travesty. Fight isn't being blocked by fear. It's being managed by greed, man. Mayweather versus Pacquiao took 6 years to make because Bob, Arum, and Floyd couldn't split money and TV rights. Boots versus Ortiz could take just as long because Golden Boy Matchroom can't agree on control. It's like the fight business has a built-in virus called corporate stubbornness. They'd rather watch fans lose interest than admit the other side has a good idea, and it's funny. Boxing fans are loyal, but not forever. You stall too long, they move on, just as Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. The second the fight finally happened, fans had already had next topic energy. Still supported, but not like how it could have been supported. So the psychology of boxing stalls, look, let's get deeper for a second and understand that. There's a mental term for what's happening here. Analysis paralysis. When overthinking stops you from taking action. That's boxing in a nutshell. Everyone overthinks the risk, the purpose, the network, the fight purse, the rematch clause. Nobody actually fights. Back in the 80s and 90s, you had Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, and Hearns and Duran. They fought 4 times each. Today, fighters can't even agree on one. So, boxing used to be about proving who's better. Now it's about proving who's richer. So the lessons we never learned. Mayweather versus Pacquiao, top boxing, nothing. It was supposed to be the wake-up call, but here we are repeating history like it's a rerun. Boots, Ennis, Vergil Ortiz, perfect example of how boxing is its own worst enemy. Fans want it, fighters want it, but the system won't allow it. By the time these two finally fight, we might have another crop of new welterweights. Matter of fact, it's already happening. And the welterweight division, and they're going to be bubbling up to 154 sooner than later. And the hype will be gone, and that's the tragedy. Boxing doesn't kill fights in the ring anymore. It kills them in the boardroom. So, it is what it is. It's like boxing can't help itself, man. Every time we get 2 young killers in their prime, somebody upstairs says, nah, not yet. Let it marinate. Bro, this ain't steak. It's a sport. But you marinating meat? It's a goddamn sport. The fans starving while y'all seasoning the fight for 5 years. Cook it already. At this point, Vergil Ortiz versus Duran Ennis might need a time machine sponsor because by the time it happens, both might be fighting on Legends League cards. Mayweather versus Pacquiao walked so this nonsense could run. We already saw what waiting does. The question is, will they learn or will we be sitting here in 2030 watching Boots versus Vergil, the retirement edition? And that's exactly what I think we're going to get. It's all a crap show. People don't fall for the BS. Know what's going on. Boots and Ortiz probably won't happen to 2030. Y'all let that marinate. About to take my son out to go chill. Y'all keep cool, enjoy your day, all right? In the breeze.